found the things that happen throughout the world. Don't believe in everything you see out here. Read all about it. Read all about it. Listen to the world. Listen to the world. Read all about it. Read all about it. Listen to the world. Listen to the world.
Hello and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Ava Vidal and Ed Byrne, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start tonight with a round called Headliners. Here's a picture of Labour's two Eds recently, but what does LLIS stand for?
Is it Labour leader is shit?
No, it really, no newspaper has run with that as a headline.
The Daily Honest?
Are they not? Is it not? It's not initials at all. Are they just being photographed in the Welsh town of Llis?
Is Ed Ball saying, look, I'm silly?
Ed Miliband's voice finally has been explained. Lump lodged in sinus.
Miliband is looking at balls and he's thinking, let's live in sin.
So they talk about what Ed Balls did, and he just let loose invisible sphere.
Or is in fact he looking at, a bit surprised? And is that because lubricated love egg is slipping? No.
Labour like it sexy.
Is it what Dara's thinking? Lord, let it stop.
Can we move towards the correct answer, please?
It is. It's Lindsay Lohan is shit-faced.
No, really.
Is Ed Ball saying to a woman journalist, look, love, I'm speaking?
Is it what a lot of people in the Labour Party are thinking? Lose leader, invite sibling.
Proper bit of politics there. Proper.
Anyway, alternatively, is it lubricated love egg?
Right. The L stands for... The first L stands for Labour, unsurprisingly.
Does the second one stand for Liberace?
No.
Is it Labour lead is slipping?
Yes, it is. Very, very good. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. Yes, the answer I was looking for was Labour's lead is slipping. This is the news that a new opinion poll has shown a slump in Labour's lead to just 5 points over the Conservatives. The Sunday Times YouGov poll shows Labour on 38% and the Tories on 33%, the smallest Labour lead since November last year.
Miliband's approval rating is now so low, it's almost as low as it is within his own family. That is how bad it is.
So much of Labour's problem is down to Miliband's own sort of image. And I feel so sorry for the man. I think he's rubbish, but I feel so sorry for him because I've never heard anybody have to justify their own position as a human. Whenever he's interviewed, I'm a normal guy. You shouldn't have to say that. I'm a normal guy. From my head right down to my ornately feathered vagina. I'm a normal guy.
I think Labour are doing badly because there are fewer young people. And young people, what's the saying? When you're young, you're a socialist. When you're middle-aged, you're a conservative. And when you're dead, you're green.
I actually said I was going to do a gig for Labour and I got booed. You know, Jesus, I'm a black woman living in this country. Like, there's any other viable option. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Go and do a gig for UKIP and, as an encore, deport myself? No choice.
I honestly would like to see that gig.
That's what I call ending with showbiz flair.
The Labour popularity has been halved, as have the Lib Dem popularity. They're down to 11%. But I still think people are missing a track. If any pollster asks people, I think everybody should say they're going to vote Lib Dem at the next general election, and then nobody should vote for them. And then when Nick Clegg goes, oh, but you promised us, we can all go, yeah, no, you know, I will feel.
How did Eric Pickles upstage George Osborne in the last week?
He ate him.
He ate a burger, didn't he?
He didn't eat a burger.
He didn't eat.
No,
Osborne ate a burger.
Osborne ate a burger. I have a picture here that George Osborne tweeted during the week of him preparing a speech, and everyone picked up, a lot of people picked up what he had in front of him here, which is a burger and chips. Do you see this?
Nobody really picked up on the fact that he was imitating having a knife and fork in his hand. He didn't know what to do.
And this led to one of the stupidest news stories where we said, what burger was it, though? What burger was it? And it turned out he was from a restaurant called Byron's, whose burgers are, whatever, £6 or something.
Like
and
tenner.
But he
Tenner.
posted this on the table with the burger, and it became this huge story.
Yeah.
Sham burger, they called it, on the front page of The Sun, because it wasn't presumably like a 99p burger. And then Eric Pickles, who we every week slag off, right, or he gets used as a kind of the go-to joke for being overweight, then tweeted this picture of himself at a table with a salad and carrot sticks in front of him.
Yes, but if you pull back, you'll see that salad is in fact the garnish to a 4-foot burger.
That he's not touched the salad, he's just eaten the person opposite him.
If Eric Pickles has a burger with pickles in it, do you think he goes, well, this is cannibalism?
What if he eats a pickle with a pickle while standing in the gherkin? No, By the way, which other Tory MP hasn't made the best use of Twitter this week?
Andrew Sellis.
Andrew Sellis, yes. What did Andrew Sellis tweet this week?
He said that immigrants should lean English.
He did?
Yeah. He is an ucking umped.
Got his wife there. In other news, why have a group of pensioners in a field been making headlines?
Rolling Stones.
Yes, of course it's the Rolling Stones, yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic, wasn't it? I was there.
Were you there?
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
Which one were you?
On guitars. on guitars, we had the Pirate King, we had a walking advert for Just for Men, on drums we had a resurrected corpse, and then on vocals we had a cross between Michael Caine and a demented pigeon. It was spectacular.
I always think about the Rolling Stones is they're so stick thin, like they still look like drain pipe trousers, skinny. If one of them had just gotten fat, it'd have been hilarious. If they're all like the rock stars and one of them's going with a big foot. What? Were we supposed to keep this up? Ah, come on, man. You're sitting at the corner with a pie going, 50 years of trying to fit into these jeans, like whatever.
I love the fact that Keith Richards still wears... He has to wear that bandana now, because it's the only thing that's holding his face still together, isn't it?
Wow, it's a genuine sound of fear from you all there.
He looks like something from the Dark Crystal.
Keith Richards was made at that Jim Henson Creature Factory. His ears turn around. He's like the BFG with slightly larger ears.
Yeah, you should see the size of his snozzcumber.
I watched it from home, but to get the authentic Glastonbury experience, I watched the TV in the living room from the bottom of the garden.
All the stuff is about the Rolling Stones being really old, but they're not as old as Bruce Forsyth, are they?
Yeah.
The first time he went to Glastonbury, he met King Arthur.
He was able to try out his new catchphrase, help, the nurses are stealing my clothes.
The nurses are cleaning my clothes. Help. Does anybody else think that Mick Jagger's neck looks a bit like a big veiny cock?
They do look like there's been a fire at Madame Tussauds.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Ava and Andy. Now we play a round called A Rolling Stone Gathers No Mocks. This game involves Milton, Ava and Chris, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is parenting. Who wants to come in on that? Ava Vida.
I'm a parent, and no one ever actually prepares you properly for being a parent. They give you some books about what's going to happen to your body, how the baby's going to grow. When I find out nowadays if any of my friends are actually going to have a child, the only book I give them is We Need to Talk About Kevin. Because I'm not going to lie to you, it hasn't really worked out for me. I can kind of tell how old people's kids are by the enthusiasm in their answer if you ask if they've got kids. Because if they go, yeah, I've got kids, you can tell the kids are still quite young. They haven't had time for the hate to really kick in. So having a daughter and having a son, I've actually worked out why you men are so messed up. And what it is, right, is because my son, he talks quite a lot. He rabbits on a lot. And the other day he was going, Mum, Mum, and I just went, shut up, or else I'll knock you out. And he turned round to me and he went, Mum, I'd like to see you try. So I tried. I had to see if the joke would work. And I realised, because my son, he's the same height as me now, he plays county-level rugby, he's actually stronger than me. And I realised, gosh, I actually can't physically hurt this boy. So I sat there and I thought about it, and it was at that point I realised, oh, my gosh, I'm going to have to mess him up psychologically. And that is what we do.
Thank you very much, Anna. OK, the next subject, please. Let's spin the wheel. Next subject is science. Who wants to come in that? Chris Harrison.
I'll tell you the problem with science, right? The problem with science is it refuses to speak the language of those of us who don't understand science, right? Even when it's the job of science to be talking to us numpties, it can't bring itself to speak as we do. Pick up a packet of paracetamol, right? Look at the instructions on the back of that. It says, for the treatment of neuralgia, fibrositis, muscular, whatever. We don't talk like that. If that talked anything like us, that would say, for the treatment of the worst headache I've ever had in my life. A pain in my side, I'm sure actually is cancer this time. My wife's had to help me out of the car. It's coming out of both ends like someone's hit a pan of chocolate with a mallet. That is how we talk, right? But it doesn't... We can't tell what's actually science and what is some hokey nonsense dressed up as science to, you know, entice us in. That's why cosmetics companies, whenever they bring out a new thickness of goop, right, they give it a kind of sciencey name so we'll be all dazzled. Nivea D-N-Age. O-F off. Right? Avon's new cream is called a Nugenics. What? A Nugenics, right? That's been through marketing, that's been through focus groups, design. Did nobody at any point go, a Nugenics? You don't think that sounds a bit Third Reich-y, maybe? What next? New pro-genocide, now with anti-Semitox. Sandra, can I borrow your ethnic cleanser?
Well done, Chris Hansen. And that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the USA.
So I've just come back from America, apparently. While I was there, I saw one of those very, 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 very large Americans. He said he fitted kitchens. I said, I bet you don't. I went up to this girl, I said, what's your name? She said, Chantal. I said, well, if you're not going to tell me your name... I said, what do you do for a living? She said, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. I said, I hope you're not a travel agent. When I was in America, I bought tickets for the Bears versus the Cowboys. Bit of a disappointment. I want to see Bears versus Cowboys. And then I bought tickets for the Giants versus the Jets. Another missed opportunity. And I bought tickets for the Packers versus the Dolphins. Get in the box, get in the box.
Thank you very much. Points for everyone there. Let's all sit back. Come on. The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Ava, which category would you like?
Home news, please.
OK, home news it is. The answer is 43 years. What is the question?
How long does it take to repay a £10 loan from Wonga.com?
Is it... what's the life expectancy of someone who works at Greggs?
What is the average Silverstone lap time for a Formula 1 car on Pirelli tyres?
Is it how long is too long to be out for if you say I'm just popping down to the shops for a minute?
Is it how old is the Earth if Michelle Obama really is the First Lady?
Is it how old did Dara look when he was 20?